Growing up, we walked to school, and all around me there were birds singing, especially in the springtime when things warmed up. And I just became fascinated. What are these things?
I got interested in birds at a really young age. I grew up in New York City, so birds were the wildlife that was most accessible to me.
When I was a kid, my dad loved bird watching, and I was like, oh, Dad, you're just being a lame dad, right? And then one day he took me to a bird banding demonstration, and I held this tiny little bird in my hand, and I was just hooked.
Just sheer excitement of holding a bird specimen in your hand and just examining them, it's amazing.
And that fascination with birds converged with my growing fascination with evolution. And so I thought, I could actually do this. I could actually study birds, work with birds, and try to understand evolution of those same birds.
We think we have described less than 10% of all the species that are out there in the world. Less than 10%, that's a small number. We think we know 99% of all bird species that are out there in the wild, which is a huge difference from only knowing 10% of all species.
It's helpful when you're asking really deep evolutionary questions to work in a group where we already know a decent amount of the baseline information.
Being able to understand the evolution of a species also tells us the evolution of the Earth.
Well, birds are dinosaurs, and we all know dinosaurs were around a long, long time ago, right? And human civilization, by comparison, has only really been around for tens of thousands of years. I studied dinosaurs. How cool is that? And they're still alive. Well, not this one.
From a research perspective, I think one of the biggest thing that I look forward to is actually just to see new birds, because these landscapes are some of the most biodiverse areas.
Birds are, I think, one of our most natural connections to the natural world, because in many ways they're more similar to humans, the way they perceive and interact with the world. Birds, like us, are very visual. They're active during the day. They have beautiful colors and sounds.
I think there's a huge opportunity to talk to the people who live in cities about the animals that live in cities, because there's this inherent connection. Knowing exactly how our environment affects the bird that you see, but also yourself, is really interesting.
Everyone knows cardinals, blue jays, chickadees, and they're so charming, so it's easy to have a connection with them and a connection to nature as a result.
Just notice them, pay attention to them, and appreciate how beautiful and how wonderful every single one of them is.